Chris Haslam is one of my favorite skateboarders, and it's not just because of all the technical creative stuff he's done, even though he has done some really mind-blowing skateboard tricks. But honestly, he is just overall really talented when it comes to skateboarding. He's also just like done some really gnarly stuff. But today's video will be about me trying to learn a trick that's been inspired from Chris Haslam. He does this trick down a 3-block in the Globe web series. I think it was called United by Fate, and here it is. So a nollie bigger heel down a 3-block, that's not the obstacle I'm gonna be trying to learn it on. I'm just gonna be doing it on probably the easiest obstacle to do it on, a hip or pyramid, whatever you call it where you're from. But basically Chris Haslam, he has this style on his switch and nollie laser flips in general where he uses the heel of the pop foot to kind of fling it around. It's called kiwi flipping, or just a kiwi flip, I guess. I think I've landed one switch kiwi laser flip or whatever you call it on flat ground. It's so unnatural for me, and I never really learned that motion. But he has some more stuff in the United by Fate part you can check out. It's a really interesting technique and definitely explains how he's able to get such a good spin on the trick. But yeah, as I said, I'm just gonna be trying to learn this on the hips, so I just want to get warmed up with a few tricks before that. I had only just learned the half cab flip on a hip a few sessions prior to this, but I just really wanted a good one, and I'm really happy with the final one. But yeah, it's just a trick where it's really hard to not over rotate, I feel like. So that kind of led into the next trick. I'm hyped on the last cab flip, that definitely felt good, but the first two ones were kind of weird. The first one was fully rotated in the air, which I can't do, so I don't know how I did that, but it didn't have that much pop, and the second one had no pop at all. But yeah, the last cab flip was clean enough, so I am moving into tricks leading up to a nollie bigger heel now, and this is the first one I decided to do, one of my go-to hip tricks. And that was actually the only 2 attempts I needed to land this trick. I don't know what it is, but it's really easy for me to do the 270 spin with a nollie heel. Even though the nollie heel is the only practice part of this trick I can kind of use for the nollie bigger heel. But I decided to step it down a little bit and do a trick I've never done on a hip before, which is just a nollie backside heel. And as I kind of predicted going into learning this trick is that I would have a hard time not rotating like 180 degrees and like coming down all wrong on the hips. So yeah, I slipped out a few times, but I ended up getting it. Honestly, it was a bit of a battle, but I just had to think about it as like a nollie heel on a bank, and I was just kind of going over the corner of the hip. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but I thought we'd move into something I have done a lot of times before, which is the nollie big heel. The Nollie big heel ended up taking me about 3 tries, and it's just a way more natural feeling trick for me than the Nollie backside heel, which was just so awkward, but I thought this was a good thing since I am gonna want to spin the board an extra 180 for the Nollie bigger heel. But still, I had one more trick I wanted to do on the hip in order to feel fully confident that I could do a Nollie bigger heel. I must have said Nollie bigger heel so many times already, and you must already been really annoyed with it. I don't know if we should call it something else. Oh, we can't really do that. Let's just move on. I don't know how I rolled away from that Nollie laser flip. It's a really hard trick for me to do on a hip, but yeah, it just wasn't working today. I think I've only done it once before actually, so yeah, I don't really know what I was expecting, but I just thought it would be a good trick leading into the Nollie bigger heel, and it honestly was a bit too much of a battle. When I finally got the Nollie laser the way I wanted it, I had already been skating for like 2 hours after work at the skate park, and I'd been at work at the skate park for like 6 hours before that. Actually 8, because yeah. So I'd been at the skate park a lot, skating all throughout the day, and I was just kind of destroyed at this point. So I think I tried the trick for like 20 minutes and I didn't really get any close attempts I can show you guys, and I think it's because my mindset was a little bit off. I was thinking about the trick in a wrong way, if you can say that. So I was thinking about it like a Nollie big heel, but where I scoop a lot more. But I think how you're supposed to think about it, or at least for me personally, I need to think about it like a Nollie laser where I go to fakie. Just kind of like the Nollie backside heel flip, just thinking about doing a Nollie heel and go to fakie. That doesn't work for me on a Nollie big heel, so it's a little bit weird that it skips, and then for the Nollie bigger heel I have to think Nollie laser to fakie. My mind is really weird when it comes to skating sometimes. I also do a lot of 360 double flips, and the way I think about that is like a really quick varial flip, so quick that I can't really catch it, and then it just naturally does the 360 double flip. I don't know. The important thing is that I went back the next day and tried to get this trick. I wish I knew what I did on this last attempt here, but I really don't. But I got a really good pop and the spin, and I should have just went for it. But yeah, it turned out to be a battle like I predicted, but it definitely helps thinking about the Nollie laser to fakie instead of like a Nollie big heel where you scoop a lot more. And then I finally ended up landing it like you just saw right there. But yeah, it was kind of bouncing on the hip. I was reverting with like full toe touch, but I rolled away and it felt good. But I of course want to clean it up, don't you worry guys, so I tried to do so. I think these two were like almost back to back, but within like I think 30 minutes, so it took me a while to get another land, but I don't really know which one I like the most. The first one seemed cleaner, but it bounced. The revert was more clean, I guess. I rolled down a bit smoother. But the second one, I actually got the pop where it didn't bounce on the ramp, but I had a tiny tic-tac going down and my balance was a bit off, but still I'm happy with that. I couldn't try it anymore because we had to open the skate park for the kids, so I had to sit behind the counter, but still that was a really satisfying feeling, finally learning this nollie bigger heel inspired by Chris Haslam. I don't think I'll be doing it down 3 blocks anytime soon though. I have done nollie big heel down a few things in my time. Actually something coming up in my next street part, whenever that might get done. Now the last IRL skating video I made was me trying to learn an anti-shrug trick, the 540 double flip. I got that, but the video almost killed my channel. It like ruined me with the algorithm and it didn't get any views and I just spent weeks on it. So I'm just gonna see how this one does. But yeah, for all of you that have been wanting more IRL stuff, I hope you appreciate the stuff I did on the hip early on the video, but I also have some footage from a few sessions after learning this trick that I hope you'll enjoy.
Perfect.
Hey, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this inspired you to go out there and learn a new trick on a skateboard or a scooter or a BMX, I don't know. Preferably a skateboard, and preferably your skateboard. Don't steal skateboards. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna get out of here, but thank you so much for watching, of course. If you liked the video, I would really appreciate a like, but if you haven't hit that subscribe button on the bell, I would also really appreciate that. But I'll just be seeing you guys in a future video, so until then, peace out.